welcome to News Tonight with me, Deepthi. Before we move into all the stories today in detail, let's have a quick look at the top headlines. After turning down Pranab, now a Mamta no to Hamid Ansari for Vice President. The NDA divided yet again. Home Minister Chidambaram says he's disgusted at how his remarks were distorted and that he didn't mock anyone. Bollywood actor Laila Khan and her siblings may have been murdered because they witnessed the killing of their mother, says the police. The Maharashtra government releases shocking malnutrition figures for the state. Over 24,000 children have died last year alone. Jalalita announces 107 new revenue villages for Kanyakumari. I was treated like an animal during the gender test at a nursing home, says athlete Pinky Pramane, and wants a license to be cancelled. On World Population Day, a shocker from Bareilly in UP. With 5 daughters at home, a man killed his wife for not having a son. News in detail. As the Congress builds support for the second term for Hamid Ansari as Vice President, sources tell that the Trinamool will oppose his name, but the JDU might just support him. Another sign of the changing political equations in our country. Moving on, Home Minister P. Chidambaram has said that he is shocked and disgusted by a newspaper report that states he mocked the middle class for complaining about rising prices. In a statement today, Mr. Chidambaram described the report as a deliberate distortion of his comments. The newspaper claimed that the minister said in Bangalore yesterday that when the urban middle class can buy mineral water for Rs 15 and ice cream for Rs 20, why do they make so much noise about the price rise? The opposition, meanwhile, called him insensitive to the problems of the middle class. Here's what the minister said yesterday.
The answer is, of course, we are confident that we will get out of this trough. Higher procurement prices benefits millions of farmers. If you increase the price of sugarcane, sugar cannot be cheaper than before. If you increase the price of procured wheat or procured paddy, rice and wheat for the consumer cannot be less. Sometimes, and I've written about this once, we are prepared to pay 15 rupees for a bottle of water, but we will not bear 1 rupee increase in the price of a kilo of rice or a kilo of wheat. We are prepared to pay 20 rupees for an ice cream cone, but won't pay 1 rupee more for a kilo of wheat or kilo of rice.
Before the French Revolution, the Queen of France, when she was told that people are shouting and people are protesting because they don't have the bread, she said, if they don't have the bread, why don't they eat the cake? So it is the same kind of statement, and it brought about the biggest revolution in the history of modern times, and that was the French Revolution. And if such a senior leader speaks like that, then I am afraid this country may see a huge revolution. What we are talking about, Naxalites in the jungles of Chhattisgarh, you may see those Naxalites in the cities. People may become violent.
He reminded me of the French Empress, Marie Antoinette, who said, if you don't have bread, eat cakes. Mr. Chidambaram is completely unaware of the travails of the middle class, and that is why he is making such a remark. He had probably in mind the picture of middle class kids or some upper class kids going to the malls in Delhi. He does not know the state of the middle class in the villages of India. He does not know the state of the middle class in the small and intermediate towns of India.
In yet another shocker from India's medical system, a sweeper was found attending to patients at the district hospital in Balia, UP. Hired to sweep and clean the hospital, Rajkumar was seen openly performing duties of a qualified medical professional, even giving stitches and dressing the wound of an injured child. On being informed about the incident, senior medical officers at the hospital initially denied the report. However, later they stated that stringent action will be taken with an aim to curb such practices.
अगर ये चीज़ हो रहा तो गलत है, इसको अगर ये हमारे संज्ञान में आप दे रहे हैं तो उसको देखा जाएगा, इस तरह की पुनरावृत्ति नहीं होगी। दूसरी चीज़ कि अगर टाका लगाना है तो उसको मदद करना है, खड़े रहना है, सामान लेके, टाका का सामान लेके, जो सामान जो लगते हैं स्टिचेज में, उसको लेके करना, खड़ा रहना, ना कि उसको एक्ट करना है। ये पहली बात तो ये कभी भी स्वीपर का जो काम है झाड़ना पोंछना या वहाँ पे डॉक्टर टाका लगा रहा है या फार्मासिस्ट लगा रहा है उसका मदद करना, उसका ये काम नहीं है वो टाका लगाए। ये स्पष्ट रूप से मैं आपको बता देना चाहूँगा।
Ending his 11-month tenure, Sadananda Gowda today resigned as Karnataka's Chief Minister, paving way for Jagdish Shettar to take over. Accompanied by some ministers, Gowda met Governor Bharadwaj at Raj Bhavan and submitted his resignation. He informed the governor about the election of Shettar as a leader of the BJP legislative party. Jagdish Shettar will now be sworn in as Chief Minister tomorrow. But Gowda's resignation was not before these dramatic scenes where his supporters tried to physically prevent him from stepping down. They sat in protest outside his residence, raising slogans against his resignation. The protesters refused to let Gowda leave for governor's house. The police had to intervene and disperse the crowd.
I thank my central leadership. I thank my state leaders. I thank my earlier cabinet colleagues. I thank all the legislators. I thank the opposition leaders and their members, and I thank the press and media friends. I thank all the officers who supported me extremely to perform my duties as Chief Minister for the last 11 months. I also wish good luck to Jagdish Shettar and his forthcoming team of ministers, and I pray God, let God give him strength to overcome all the problems that the government is facing at present, and let there be a unity in the party, and we should go to the people for the next election with all blessings of the people of Karnataka.
Controversial athlete Pinky Pramanik walked out of jail in Kolkata this morning. She says she was treated like an animal and was granted bail yesterday after 25 days in jail. Pinky Pramanik, who won an Asian Games gold medal, has been accused of being a male and raping her partner. Her jail term caused outrage after she was put into the men's ward of the jail, and an MMS of her getting a medical checkup was leaked out. While granting bail, the judge asserted that rape was not applicable to Pinky.
अच्छा ही लग रहा है, बट अपने आप को अफसोस भी हो रहा है, बिना कसूर के इतना दिन हमें जेल में रहना पड़ा। जेल में ऐसा कुछ मेरे साथ नहीं किया गया, बहुत अच्छा
बताया गया कि मेल कांस्टेबल्स आपके साथ थे और ये आपको पसंद नहीं आया।
नहीं पसंद नहीं है, बट कोई मेल्स मुझे डिस्टर्ब नहीं किया जेल में।
मैं रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे इस गवर्नमेंट को, जे उसका पीछे कुछ दुर्घटना ना घटे, वो अपना जो जीवन बिता रहे थे वो सिर ऊंचा करके चल सकता है।
The judicial proceedings in various courts across the country was paralyzed today as the lawyers responding to the Bar Council of India's call to protest against the government's higher education and research bill struck work and refused to appear in courts. The BCI had given the 2 days time for a protest call against the HER bill, accusing the government of trying to usurp the power of Advocates Apex statutory body to regulate the legal education and profession in the country.
இன்றைய நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்ற அப்சைடிங் ஃப்ரம் ஒர்க் காரணம் என்னவென்றால், இந்தியாவில் வெளிநாட்டு வழக்கறிஞர்களை மறைமுகமாக கொண்டு வருவதற்கு இந்திய அரசாங்கம் முயற்சி செய்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அது மட்டுமல்ல, ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன் பார் கவுன்சில் ஆஃப் இந்தியா நடத்தி கொண்டிருக்கின்ற அந்த லீகல் எஜுகேஷன் சிஸ்டத்தை இந்திய அரசாங்கம் எடுக்குமேயானால் பாமர மக்கள் படிப்பதற்கு மிகவும் சிரமப்படுவார்கள். எனவே இந்த காரணங்களை வைத்து இன்று இந்தியா முழுவதும் இந்த போராட்டம் நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது.
Union Agriculture Minister Sharad Pawar will convene a meeting in the second week of next month to find a solution to the problems faced by coconut farmers in Tamil Nadu. Mr. Pawar gave this assurance to DMK Parliamentary Party leader T.R. Balu when he met him today at Delhi and submitted a letter listing out the problems faced by coconut farmers. Pointing out that a large number of central funds were lying unutilized with the state, the centre has refused to release 138 crores to Tamil Nadu for drinking water projects there. Rural Development Minister Jairam Ramesh has written to Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha asking her to expedite the spending of available funds and report it to the centre. We have a short break now. Stay with us.